Namaste. Welcome to Arthaniti. Your daily dose of money management is here. Today we will be talking about a letter that Warren Buffett sent to his stakeholders, to the shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway, a conglomerate which he runs with his partner Charlie Munger. Why this letter is important? Why should we analyze it? Why should we go through it? Many of us staying in India will obviously have this question, and it is very, very right that we have this question in our minds. Buffett is an American. The shareholders of his company, Berkshire Hathaway, all are Americans. He addresses the letter to them. Then, why sitting in India is there a need to look into the letter and learn valuable lessons from this letter? First thing, Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors in the world. His track record has proven the same. Money is the same everywhere. I'm not talking about the value between dollar and Indian rupees. I'm talking about the importance of money, be it in the US or in India, right? All of us spend a hell lot of a time, most part of our lives earning money, right? What we do with money is what defines if we end up being wealthy or if we end up being a pauper. Buffett, has rightly said many a times that earning money, yeah, is not as important as what you do with the earned money is. So, management of that money, investment of that money, how money is saved, yes, is what makes a whole lot of a difference in your journey of wealth management. Now, coming back to this letter, uh, Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, as he is famously called, has been writing letters to the shareholders of his company for 56 years now. Every year, as an annual tradition, he writes and sends these letters to his shareholders. What do these letters talk about? These letters talk about how he has reached his investment decisions, the results of his investment decisions. It is like a report card of the things, of the investment decisions that he has undertaken, where some are successful and others have not met the target. This year, Buffett stresses on some points which can help experienced as well as new novice investors. I would like to point out five important lessons that we can learn from Buffett's letter. Okay, Buffett says that during the year 2020, now all of us know what an year 2020 was. All of us have been through that horrific experience of a never seen before pandemic and how it has engulfed all our lives around the world, right? Buffett stresses on the importance of patience and waiting for the right opportunity when investment decisions are to be made. He said Berkshire's goal of value acquisitions was not met in the year 2020. The obvious reason was the uncertain times because of the global pandemic. So, what we have to understand is patience is the key. Entering into a business, making an investment at the right time is what is going to make the value of that investment grow further in coming years. So, patience and the right moment to invest are two key variables which investors should never forget. One more lesson that Buffett writes about in his letter is regarding retained earnings. Now, what are retained earnings? Retained earnings are that part of the profits which the companies earn which are not distributed among its shareholders by way of dividend. You understood that? Part of the profit which the company earns, but the company has not distributed it by way of dividends amongst its shareholders. Yes, in accounting terms, generally this part is called as general reserve. Now, this money which the company keeps with itself is normally invested in making new acquisitions or expanding the current line of business or paying off debt, or in certain cases repurchasing the shares that are available in the market. What does this retained earnings mean? This retained earnings for the shareholders mean their portion in these undistributed funds, which will help them to proportionally share the long term prosperity of the company. How long term prosperity? Now the company, if it is going in for expansion of its business, right, and if it is at say 10,000, if it is at a level of 10,000 today, yeah, with expansion plans, with the money that it reinvests in itself, yeah, say suppose 5 years down the line the company is worth 20,000 crores, this increased valuation of the company will also be shared by its shareholders, correct? So what Buffett says is shareholders should never ever leave focus from the retained earnings of the company. Even though they do not get it by way of dividend, shareholders should keep an eye on the retained earnings. He also states that not all companies which have retained earnings will perform exceptionally well, but which do, yes, will make all the difference in your investment corpus. Next, what in Buffett states is investments should always be done in large and favorably suited companies. Yes, be it favorable conditions, be it unfavorable conditions, the business of the company should be such that it should get minorly affected by the surrounding environment. He says, he states, stresses upon the importance of long term prosperity and not towards short term goals. The next point, very important one, very important. The next point that I want to bring forward is, see, Buffett is above 85 years of age. He has a good 56-60 years of investing experience behind him, I'm sorry, right? Now even after so much of experience, Buffett has admitted to an investing error that he has done in his letter to his shareholders. He talks about a loss that Berkshire Hathaway had to share, a $11 billion loss that Berkshire Hathaway had to share, had to face, had to suffer because of a miscalculation in investment that Berkshire did in a company called Precision Castparts. Now, this company is into the manufacture of aircraft components. All of us are aware about the dilapidated state of aircraft industry because of the travel restrictions because of COVID, right? The airline industry is in shambles, right? It has majorly affected the operations of Precision Castparts. Now this $11 billion loss has been admitted because of the miscalculations of future earnings that Buffett thought the company might generate, but the environment being so volatile, it was impossible for Buffett to understand an on incoming pandemic before it actually hit us, right? But what we need to learn is it is very, very important that we admit an investing mistake, we exit that investment, and we carry on with other investments. Yes, because if we wait and wait and wait and we wait for the company to turn a leaf, yes, and mitigate our losses, we might lose all the money that we have invested in. So understanding an error, admitting a mistake, and coming out of the investment, yes, is what is going to save us, is what is going to help us save our money from being completely lost. A very, very important lesson that we must learn from an 86-year-old investor. Last but not the least, one more lesson that Buffett states is that conglomerates. Now, what is a conglomerate? Conglomerate is a company which owns a lot of businesses. He has rightly stated the word hodgepodge of businesses. Normally, businesses which are unrelated, say like an auto company, say suppose Maruti Suzuki, yeah, tomorrow enters into filmmaking or a retail business or fashion industry, yeah, completely unrelated with what it is doing right now, right? So Buffett states that Berkshire Hathaway is not like most of the other conglomerates who, with an intention of increasing their market share, yes, are behind buying average level companies at inflated prices. Now, what he reminds his investors is it is very important that you do not go behind companies which are artificially which have artificially inflated valuations. Yeah, most of these companies, because of promotional tactics or accounting maneuvers, yes, have see to it that their share prices are inflated three times, four times than their actual worth. With the help of this, what they do is they buy an average level company from the market, again at an inflated value. Right now, this bubble bursts sometimes. It This party cannot go on for a long time. Buffet rightly tells his investors to be aware of such artificially uh, inflated companies and not go behind them just because they are creating hype, or a hype is created because of advertisement and promotion. Yeah, he very rightly has stated many a times, and again he has done it in his letter this year as well, that before investing in any company, the investors should learn about the people who run the company, the people who manage the company. The integrity, the sincerity of the people who run the company shows, tells us a lot about the long term prospects of that company. Yeah, one should not just go for the hype and the brand value created by promotion advertisements, but one should actually see the hard work or the character of the people who run the company. That is what will help us make good investment decisions. This is also evident from the many retail investments, small time investments that Berkshire Hathaway has done in the US. One example which stands out is of Nebraska Furniture Mart. Now, this furniture store was started by a lady called Rose Blumkin. She was a Russian immigrant, and it was a very small time business with her son going, uh, like going to, like fighting the Second World War in the American Army. And once the son was back from the fight, then the mother son duo worked very hard, and this Nebraska Furniture Company today boasts of three of the biggest home furnishing stores in the US. Now, Berkshire bought an 80% stake in this company in 1983 when the company was relatively very small. But looking at the hard work, looking at the integrity, and the zest of the owners, Warren Buffett made these investments without even looking at the accounts or having the accounts audited from his auditors. Yeah, he lays such importance to the people behind the company. Okay. These are the 5 points which I thought all of us as investors should learn from this letter that Warren Buffett has sent to his investors in for the year 2020. Right, many invaluable such lessons I intend to share with you regarding money. And I hope that we will be able to manage our money such that when we are not working for it, we will make money work for us. Right. The idea is to not spend our whole life just running behind money, which is so elusive, and which is never enough. correct? So why not manage money in such a way that we get time to do things which we really like? I hope you join me in this journey of money management. Namaskar.